And what we want to show you is how the operators are getting augmented by the system to react on abnormal situations. So you have a process image here where you see an separator, and you suddenly have a message popping up here. This is telling you a story that within the separator here there's an abnormal situation that has happened, and it says that now you take a look at me please, because something is wrong here. We don't have a process alarm yet, but the anomaly detection in the background has realized that some of the values are deviating from the typically good conditions, and you now can ask the system, okay, if something is coming up here, what is it? So please investigate. And then the system reaches out for its data that it has, and it's simplifying the process diagram that we are seeing here on the operator screen into something more schematic. So in the separator you have separation out of water, gas and oil flow. The gas disappears here, the oil goes out here, and the water gets drained here. And now something seems to be wrong, even though everything is still okay on the separator, but for some reason this valve is behaving strange here. So again, no process alarms, but something is deviating from the normal good conditions. And now I would say, okay, tell me further what's happening here. So now you take all the measurements that are sitting around the separator, and you can see the anomaly indication of these different measurement points, which of them is causing the trouble. And you see the valve 115 here that is deviating, and that is something that you now want to take a look at. So if the situation has happened before, you can ask the system now, have we had these situations? And you would see then that there's two occasions that have been found here. One on 23rd of April 21 with an 80% similarity, where suddenly one of the values were deviating, and this particular valve 115 here was going to an higher percent of friction. And then there is a second case with a reduced similarity, 70% only, where you had a similar anomaly happening at that point in time. So now we have found two occasions that are similar to what the system has told us is wrong here right now. And then you can ask the system what has been done before it, and it finds two strategies. It picks the first one as the favorite one. You see the little badge here, and it explains what you should do for getting through. So it tells you the steps, and you can now say, well, but I also want to see the second strategy that you're proposing. Might that be better, yes or no? You read through this and you come to the conclusion, well, I maybe want to try this here. So now, instead of just executing this, you could say, but system, please go ahead and simulate for me. If I make what you want here, will this help me to get out of this? So now you can start simulating it, and you're seeing from the process data as it is right now, the predicted machine learning identified response of the system. If this would evolve further, this is what we will see. So we will see the valve, finally, if you deploy this action here, closing, we see the second valve, the 116, which is a parallel bypass valve that you see here. If one of the valves has a friction issue, you can open the other one. It will open the separator. Flow for oil, gas and water will normalize out, and we stay in a fully acceptable in a fully acceptable range. And now I would say, well, that looks good to me, so I would apply this, and then the system automatically deploys this proposed methodology of how to overcome the problem. This valve now here is closing down, so you go from 30% finally down to 0%, while the bypass valve will open automatically. So the fundamental difference here is, in the past you had to wait before something was off track and you had an alarm. And then the operator was starting to react on the alarm. Here the system is realizing before it occurs that an anomaly has happened, and then based on the anomaly you start to look at what is causing the anomaly. And so that is the way of augmentation to an operator, regardless if that operator is now at the facility or remotely. The system enables the person to, number one, be aware that an anomaly is rising, so you have the time to engage with the process, take a look at this, and then the system helps you to make an active decision on how to overcome it.